Good morning, hockey fans. This is Stephen Heisler with HeisHockey.com, the Victorious Hockey Company, and the Junior Hockey Discussion Group on Facebook. You are watching the Junior Hockey Morning Show. We are on the World Sports Broadcasting Network, WSBN.TV, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. Hopefully you are enjoying your week of hockey, and this show won't come off as being dramatically upsetting. Today is Wednesday, October 11th, 2023, and usually on Wednesdays, it is If I Were King. If I were king of hockey, what would I do? Well, today's version is that we are going to ask the gentlemen of the game to cancel this stupid cancel culture. If I were king of hockey, it would cancel the culture of ridiculousness, division, and simple-mindedness. It would also knock some common sense back into the hierarchy of modern hockey. It's high time to reinstall the concept of respect. Last week, a head coach lost his job just for saying a word in response to music heard in the players' dressing room. Like any politically charged situation, it's important to get every side of the story. That coach was uncomfortable speaking publicly, so we're going to do this article without mentioning any teams, any leagues, any levels of plays, or even countries. Because, like many political hatchet jobs, the mainstream media does not appear to want to hear what the veteran coach has to say. When something like this happens, we should all start asking more questions. And boy, do I got some doozies today. The same culture that canceled National Hockey League prospect Mitchell Miller for a middle school incident years after he had satisfied the Ohio juvenile court system, but allows as many as 8 unnamed but current National Hockey League players who are participants in a gang rape to continue playing. That culture is at it again. There appears to be an element within the game against old school coaches that take no-nonsense approaches to the game. That's not always popular with the boys on the ice, and often those kids just want to have a good time. Let's face it, a lot of young people cannot grasp the concept of consequences and refuse to accept direction from anyone they feel should not have authority or are frankly too old and grumpy to have any authority. So what exactly happened? Coach was not happy with the music being blasted out of the players' dressing room. Knowing that his team is a diverse group, the coach somewhat spiritedly suggested the team stop using music where the N-word is uttered in nearly every other lyric. His crime is being Caucasian while saying the N-word, even if doing so is in defense of not having to hear the word. Cancel cultures dictates that the offender must be sent to the gallows. Doesn't matter what, why, where, or how, off with your head. Never mind that the same language is heard in music in almost every dressing room across the spectrum of sports these days. Never mind that the same type of music stuffs auditoriums, arenas, and stadiums to the rafters with people of all ages and races. The coach did not direct the word to any individual. He simply asked, why are we having to hear it? He asked that the players select different music that does not include that word. Maybe that's something that society needs to take a closer look at. Since society is so busy trying to govern the words being said, why are they not concerned with the words being heard? Why are we having to constantly hear a word that only Caucasian folks are not allowed to say? It's in music, it's on TV, it's in every other form of media, even on social media. Does the only logical solution involve dropping a microphone into every dressing room and maybe utilize artificial intelligence to catch the use of any other banned words? It is now very clear that any use of certain words, regardless of context, justifies the termination of the offender's career, depending on their race. Is that how soft we become? Should we use that same technology during hockey games to catch any chirping that could be considered racially or sexually insensitive? Player last week referred to someone as a midget, got a 5-game suspension for calling somebody a midget in junior hockey. Kid was short. Imagine if our crazy society started to create new laws that ban certain words from use of other select words, or certain races from use of other select words. How ridiculous would it be to be canceled for utilizing the word cracker in any context? Cracker is a negative term used to describe white people by some people. I'm not offended by cracker. I love saltines. But in this context, if you say the word cracker, you're losing your job. Doesn't matter if you're going to put them in soup or not. Doesn't make any sense. Most North Americans still consider themselves as people of faith, yet they are forced to hear a tremendous level of profanity on a daily basis. How is that anyway acceptable? Society is now saying any words describing a person's perceived sexuality, size, color, or ethnicity are insensitive, or at worst, a hate crime. So how does faith not make that list? The one word that is missing from the conversation is respect. That's respect for others and yourself. It wasn't that long ago when the use of profanity in the presence of women or children might result in the need to go visit an emergency dentist because someone would knock a few of your teeth out. What our game really needs is more gentlemen with violent tendencies. Come to think of it, society can use a few of those guys too. It's ridiculous. Words hurt people. Words are hate crimes. But you can go into a store, take what you want, end up closing the store in your neighborhood. That's fine. That's your need to feed your families, according to AOC. But words can lose a career. Words that aren't directed at anybody. That's where we are today. I really hate to see or have to see leagues start putting, dressing room monitors in there because you kids can't behave yourself. You can't make decisions about music that make any kind of sense. So if we're going to ban words like cracker and whatever else you want to say, Italian, can you say that? Can you say Chinese? Can you say Chinese? Maybe. It's getting crazy. That's it for today. Hope that you think about what was said today. Go back to the locker room and don't play Dr. Dre. Listen to Lawrence Welk. No words there. Elevator music. That's really good before a pregame. Maybe some Merle Haggard. Maybe some, I don't know. What else is good out there? Aerosmith, Little Racy. I don't know about that one. What else is good, Tommy? Other good songs that kids can hear in the locker room without getting in trouble. Classical music. Listen to Mozart. I'm sure someone will complain.